Deep cleansing includes, of course, your body. And when we talk about your body, we have to talk about hypoglycemia, low sugar levels in the blood, low glucose levels. You see, the thing is that your brain, yes, this is a brain. I am that good drawing things. It's amazing, I know. It's Leonardo da Vinci is nothing next to me. So these are your two brain hemispheres. And this is your brain. The thing is that your brain depends of glucose in order to do the things that your brain does. Glucose is extracted from foods, from the foods that you have usually. And the thing is that if you don't have glucose throughout the day, this is what happens. As you go forward in the day, say that you have a very good breakfast. This is the time that you wake up here. Very good breakfast. Boom, glucose levels very good at the top there. You really had a very good strong breakfast, okay? As you go forward in time, your glucose levels will begin to drop. The longer you leave in between the time, in between meals, the more your glucose levels will go down. The interesting thing about this is that if you pass a certain threshold, then you will start to have cravings for bad and healthy foods, because that will be the way in which your mind-body connection will tend to tell you that you are entering into an emergency situation in which you have to give it what it needs as soon as possible. Therefore, you will have cravings, you will have very strong desire to have high fat, high sugary foods. This is something else. If we talk about weight loss, I help a lot of clients with weight loss, and we go a lot more in depth into this. But the point for you and about depression, how it feels, and why hypoglycemia and avoiding hypoglycemia is so important, is because the symptoms of hypoglycemia are pretty bad, and they relate to feeling down or depressed. Because look, some of the symptoms, there are a lot of symptoms of hypoglycemia, low sugar levels in the blood because you haven't eaten for a long time, therefore you are not being able to extract the vitamins and minerals that you need from food, are lack of memory or memory problems, concentration problems. Your concentration will suffer. You will feel a negative feeling in general that you will not be able to pinpoint, but it's a bad feeling in general. One of my clients that I mentioned earlier got a phobia because she was doing a particular thing, driving on a particular piece of the road, when she was hitting one of her lowest levels of glucose in her body, and that affected naturally how she felt in her brain. Yes, and she was feeling the symptoms, and those symptoms became associated at the subconscious level for whatever reason, because that's the mind, that's how the mind works, with that particular piece of the road that she was walking in. And because of physiological reasons, because of her bad habits of not having, she used to have a breakfast and then she wouldn't eat anything else until 5 o'clock or so. And surprise, surprise, this happened around 4:30 or something. And she got associated, that bad physical feeling, with the mental feeling, and that through the subconscious mind got associated with what she was doing in that moment, and she got a phobia due to that. So that is one of the reasons why you should also avoid hypoglycemia, okay? But one of the main reasons is that as long as you are in these ups and downs, it will be much more difficult for you to get out of depression. Okay, you have to help your system. You have to do everything you can to make sure that you are properly fed, that you're sleeping properly, that life is easy, so that your subconscious mind has the ability and opportunity to speed up the process by which you will regain your balance. But if your meals are very irregular and you wait a lot of hours until you have the next shot of glucose in your body, then your brain is not having the fuel it needs. If it doesn't have the fuel it needs, how can it help you heal? How can it help you feel better if at the organic level you're not giving to your brain what it needs even to do its most basic tasks? If you're having concentration and memory problems, if you are feeling irritable, which is another one of the symptoms of hypoglycemia, do your research, you will find a lot of symptoms of hypoglycemia. How can your brain help you to feel better? It's ridiculous, it won't happen. So make sure that you don't do this, okay? Research hypoglycemia, Hypoglycemia, and research hypoglycemia symptoms, and you will know more about what I'm talking about. Make sure that your brain is fed properly. That's the point there. Now, a summary of the last few slides. The need for deep cleansing, okay, in life, in body, minimalism, brushing the brain there to make it regain happiness. Stop living your life for others or through others. Make sure that you concentrate your energy on yourself, and your energy is laser focused on feeling better. Turn inwards and concentrate on yourself, okay? Ethical cleansing, Buddhism, interesting concepts they have there. You may want to have a look at them. It may give you some direction in your life. It may be a bridge that you use until you feel better, okay? And beware of hypoglycemia. Make sure that your brain is properly fed at all times. Very important. Now, let's talk about one of those pillars of the pyramid of sleep, exercise and diet that are the very basic cornerstone of a treatment for depression, okay? Exercise. Why is exercise good for you? Because exercise makes you tired. Getting tired helps you to sleep better. Remember that another one of the corners of the pyramid is sleep. So they are helping each other. If you eat well, you can do more exercise. If you exercise more, you get more tired. If you get more tired, you sleep better. So exercise will help you to sleep better. And remember what I said earlier, that a lot of psychological healing happens during the night, during dreams, when your subconscious mind is helping you to release and vent away the bad, negative feelings and emotions from the past. Well, this is important. So eat well, but also exercise. Exercise hard. It's very important for you to begin to get out of depression. Start with going for walks. Start with something soft. Start with a light jog. Start going to swim. Start progressively. But make sure that you become physically active again. Another advantage of exercise, it will increase your appetite. You will feel like to eat more. Remember once again, the pyramid that will help you to get out of depression. Diet, exercise, and sleep. They all help each other. That's why I call it the pyramid, and I tell you to concentrate on the pyramid. You see, you exercise more, you're more hungry, you eat. Because you eat, you sleep better. Because you exercise more, you sleep better. Because you sleep better, you have more energy to exercise. Because you sleep better, you wake up in a better mood. You're more hungry, more likely to have a proper breakfast. Because you eat better, you have energy for exercise. They all help each other, and this is the key. Diet, exercise and sleep that will help you to get out of depression as soon as possible. Okay? Another very important thing, anger. Let's talk about anger. When you are depressed, when you're down, when you feel sad, you will tend to feel angry as well. There may well be a big component of anger in your feeling down. Now I'll tell you a few tricks, a few things to do with that anger. Okay? Number one, boxing. Why? Because it's one of the most natural and instinctive ways for human beings to get rid of our anger. Okay? When you do the natural boom, 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 when you do the natural physical movements that we have been doing for hundreds of thousands of years to get rid of anger, it definitely helps you to get rid of that anger. Of course, boxing may not be for anyone, for everyone. What's the next best thing to get rid of anger if it's not boxing? Hitting pads, boom, boom, boom. Anything you can hit, good thing. Because we've been using those movements to get rid of anger for a long time. Therefore, they're deeply embedded in our minds and in our physiology in general. Okay? Very, very important. Use the pads, do some boxing if you can. Now, if you don't want to do boxing, no martial arts or anything like that, you don't even want to hit the pads or anything, get the pillow and hit it against the mattress. Okay, the important thing is to release the anger when you feel it, because if you don't release it out of your body, out of your mind, you're going to internalize it, you're going to turn it inwards. Some people say that depression is anger turned inwards. It's a very interesting thought. Depression is anger turned inwards. Remember, interesting thought. So what do you want to do? You want to get rid of the anger in any way you can. Okay? Best thing to do is sports where you can hit things strong in any way you can, with a baseball bat, any kind of movement that is strong and fast, that will definitely help you. Okay, if you can't, then swimming, running, jogging, not so good. Those are next one level down, let's say. Okay, jogging is not so effective. It's just too quiet, too calm, too regular. It's not so good to release anger. But anything that will make you hit things will help you to release that anger, and releasing that anger is very, very important. Okay? Another thing, get rid of alcohol as much as you can. Alcohol will make you fat, it gives you plenty of calories, it only helps you to escape in a reality that is not your real reality. Okay? In the long term, it doesn't really help you. It's what I call a false friend, because it pretends to give you things that it's really not giving you. It pretends to make you feel better, but actually the drop is much worse than what it was giving you before. And in the long term, it's going to destroy your life. So get rid of anger, get rid of alcohol, as soon as you can. Begin to drink less and less alcohol. Alcohol can make you aggressive, will make you tell secrets that you didn't plan to say. It can make you hurt others or be violent. You will become alcoholic if you get into that habit in the long term. It's very, very common that people that start just having a glass of wine a day, they end up being alcoholics after 10, 15, 20 years without realizing it. Gradually, alcohol won't help you, and alcohol won't help you to get rid of depression. What will help you to get rid of depression is all the other things that we're talking about here. So get rid of alcohol as soon as you can. Now, another one, get rid of coffee. Coffee won't help you. Once again, coffee is making your brain believe that it's getting what it needs to go forward, but actually you're not giving it to your brain in the right and healthy way. So coffee will increase your insulin sensitivity, will actually decrease, your insulin sensitivity, will mess around with the way in which the connection between the liver and the brain works. It interferes with your sleep patterns. For most people, this is a reality. So do your research. My job is just to give you some pointers here. We're not going to go much deeper into it, but if you can, begin to get rid of coffee. You can begin to replace it with green tea, which also actually, incidentally, if you want to lose weight, is really good to help you lose weight. It's totally natural, and I understand that you cannot have an overdose of green tea. So research benefits of green tea and research why coffee is bad for you. You will find plenty of information. The third thing that is also related to the escapism that we were talking about before is something that you need to do as well, which is get rid of drugs of any kind. The drugs will only bring you in and out of depression. They will keep you in this roller coaster of emotions. They will damage your self-esteem. They will make you addicted to them. They're not a game. A lot of people started playing with all sorts of drugs in university, and they use it almost like a toy. When you are on drugs, when you are on alcohol, you are more likely to do something stupid and illegal. And in a society in which there are more rules and regulations regarding what we can and we cannot do, even the way that in which we can express ourselves, when you take alcohol or drugs, you expose yourself to do things that may make you end up in jail, and then your life will change completely. So one more reason to get rid of drugs as well. Drugs include alcohol. So, summary, last few slides. Number 1, exercise. 2, release anger. 3, out of alcohol. 4, out of coffee. 5, out of drugs. And we are moving on. Make sure you take notes. All these things are important. I'm giving you so much material, so much stuff to think about. That is very important that you think about later in a calm manner, and you begin to apply absolutely everything that I'm telling you to your own life. Now, talking about life and health, moderate your salt and sugar intake. Okay, once again, consult your doctor. Make sure that you follow whatever recommendations he gives you, but bear in mind that once again we are talking about deep cleansing of the mind and deep cleansing of the body. Sugar won't help you, salt won't help you if it's in excess. Okay, salt is something that we need for our organism, that we need for our brain, but white sugar is not so much something that we need. So make sure that you understand sugar doesn't give you any essential nutrients, and is really bad for your teeth. Okay, too much sugar can cause diabetes. Diabetes can lead you to lose your sight. Really bad stuff there. So sodas, sugar, that sort of thing, glucose in any way, be careful with those things. Get informed. Make sure that you don't use these things too much. Okay, deep cleansing. Remember, deep cleansing of the body and of the mind. Another really good thing that you can do is to get juicing. Okay, juicing is fantastic. It helps the body to absorb the nutrients in the vitamins, in the fruits and vegetables, and to release toxins as well. There are particularly, I think it's the leafy green vegetables that are really good to drag all the toxins out of your system with them as they go through your system. At the same time, juicing can help you to absorb directly into your bloodstream right away, as soon as possible, all the nutrients and vitamins and minerals that the fruits and the vegetables contain. Juicing is also good because it feeds the production of new cells in your system, and you need to make sure that your system at the smallest level is clean, and all the cells are being cleansed and they're being replaced by new ones. This will also prevent aging. So one more side effect of juicing that is good for you. Another thing that we have talked about is sleep. Deep cleansing, this is the time to talk about this. Sleep is extremely important. It will allow your body to go back to its natural rhythm. Yes, it will help you to feel better and to consolidate, that's the word that I was looking for, the learnings that you do during the day. It will help you to give a break to your brain in a way, even though your brain is pretty active during the dreaming stage, but it will help your body to rejuvenate itself, to begin to clean itself in the most natural of ways. You may find that if you're depressed, you feel like to sleep a lot. This is normal. This is your body. This is your mind making you, forcing you to sleep more, so that the process is accelerated, the process of getting out of depression. That's why you feel like to sleep so much. Another important thing that I want to tell you about is meditation. This is something that I've been doing for about 20 years now, I think 19 years now. And if you hear about meditation, most probably you heard about it before, and it's really good, it's really effective. I strongly recommend to all my clients. They say that one apple a day keeps the doctor away, and I joke with my clients that one meditation a day keeps the hypnotherapist away. So you see, I'm a firm believer that the mind has the potential, the ability naturally to help us regain balance and make us feel better. But if you meditate, if you do this kind of thing, we will talk about it, how to do it later, you will accelerate the process of healing, of inner healing of the mind. So it's very, very important that you meditate. Okay, now I'll tell you something interesting. You see, meditation will help you to manage stress, to reduce anxiety, to be able to sleep better. It will help you to calm the mind. It will make you more aware of yourself. It will help you to concentrate in the moment. It will inspire you and give you insights and creativity that you didn't have once you see that through the meditation process you allow your mind to become quiet, and then the ideas begin to come out to the surface as your mind and body begin to balance once again. Something very important about meditation, very, very, very important, okay? It's called meditation, but don't worry about the name. It's normal that when you're starting, lots of thoughts will come to your mind. That's completely normal. I'll tell you the secret. The only thing you have to do is to set your timer, okay? In your mobile device, whatever. Set your timer. 12 minutes is what I recommend to my clients to begin with. 12 minutes is enough. Get in the lotus position, which is the one in which you are closing your legs. I'll show you because I'm such a good painter. If this is you, this is the lotus position. Okay, the one that you see all the Buddhas in usually, and the arms like this with these are the fingers. It's a very detailed picture that I'm doing here. Fingers like that, and you just you're just quiet for 12 minutes. Do not worry about your thoughts. It's normal that you will have plenty of thoughts. In fact, it's called meditation, but you won't be able to meditate about anything for a few years. This is a long-term thing. This will help you definitely to manage stress, feel better, sleep better, regain your balance between the mind and the body. But be patient. You only have to be there for 12 minutes. Wait until your alarm is off. But the only thing you have to do is just to watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts for those 12 minutes. Your thoughts will definitely come and go. That's completely normal. It means you're human and your brain is working. Don't worry about it, okay? But just watch them come and go. Concentrate on the breathing, yeah, or on counting. You can also concentrate on that, or just on monitoring the flow of air as it goes in and out of your lungs. You can concentrate almost on anything you choose, but the trick is to try to come back to concentration. But if you can't, don't worry, it's completely normal. Over time, you will have less and less intrusions, less and less interruptions, less and less thoughts, and it is after some time that you begin to calm your mind completely and naturally, and it is in that moment that you will be able to begin to meditate on something if you want. But it's only called meditation, but at the beginning it should be called relaxation. So just relax in that position, because that position will help you not to fall asleep, which is very important because meditation is not sleep, okay? But just set your timer, wait for the 12 minutes. Now, another important thing that is connected with this, but it's not the same thing. Breathing. Make sure that you are breathing. You see, my voice even changes when I breathe better, when I remember. I'll show you. This is me breathing from the stomach, okay? So, this is a completely different voice, or maybe not so different, but you can hear that I am relaxing my stomach, and therefore I can naturally feel much lower center of gravity in my body. I achieve this by breathing deeper and relaxing the muscles of the stomach. This is very important, and it will definitely help you. So try to do your best to become aware of your breathing throughout the day, to breathe deeply from the stomach often. This will help you to release tension. It will help you to balance, once again, the mind-body connection. It will help you to release pain as you get used to relaxing together with the breathing, the parts of your body that may be hurting. And it will help you to oxygenate your body and to oxygenate your mind. Your whole brain, mind-body connection will benefit from deep breathing. So practice that, learn it, research it, learn as much as you can, because air is very important for us, and breathing well and deeply is very important for health. So, a summary of the last few slides. Moderate sugar, salt, coffee, drugs in general. Get rid of them progressively. Get juicing, sleep well, meditate and breathe deeply. All these are things that will help you to have the best possible health. We are talking about deep cleansing of the body and of the mind. Be ambitious and apply as many of these things as you can. Research them, learn why they are good, the information is out there, and begin to do these things. Now, let's talk about developing new habits. Developing new habits is beginning to associate something with something that you are already doing. The best way to develop new habits is to gradually replace the old habit with a better habit. Okay, what you want to do in order to prevent the subconscious mind from rebelling against the change is to replace, to gradually replace. So these are the key words: gradual replacement. Very important. When I do therapies for weight loss, we talk a lot about this, because any kind of food that is not good for you, this is the way to get rid of it in order to prevent the subconscious mind from sabotaging your progress, from sabotaging your change. So any kind of bad habit that you have, do it in different way, progressively, and repeat it. Okay, repeat the way in which you do this thing differently, and over time your subconscious mind will absorb that you're serious about the change, and therefore it will only then make it automatic for you. Another trick, okay, here's the subconscious mind, and through repetition, only through repetition, we pass the threshold of conscious effort, and then the automatism begins to work from the subconscious mind directly, because through repetition and association is how the mind learns. There are mainly two ways. In my book, The Happening of Happiness, I explain this in detail, but basically there are a few ways to influence the mind, and particularly to influence the subconscious mind, for example, to develop a new habit. And the main way to influence the subconscious mind when we are coming from the outside world without the help of hypnotherapy or hypnosis is repetition and association. So if you're coming from the conscious level of the mind and you want to create automatisms that will be automatic, that was really good grammar there, right? Then you want to do that, repetition and association. Okay, very important. And then the habit, if you repeat it enough time, it will become automatic. The subconscious mind only then will take you seriously and allow you not only to have replaced the old thing that wasn't good for you, but also will make the new habit automatic. Okay? Now, first things that you do in the morning are particularly important. Okay? Bear in mind that in the last 2 hours before we go to sleep and in the first 2 hours after we wake up in the morning, we are in a hypersuggestible state. So it's very, very important that you start the morning being influenced only by positive things if you can. Okay, avoid all negativity as soon as you wake up in the morning, because you are in a hyper suggestible state. So no news or email or anything like that, no social media in the morning as soon as you wake up. Meditation, strong breakfast, good, healthy, wholesome habits, but bear in mind that the first things that you do in your morning, in the first 2 hours, are extremely important. Don't expose yourself to any kind of negativity, anything that will make you feel bad or will have a negative influence in your subconscious mind. In the same way, the last 2 hours before you go to sleep is the same thing. So make sure that, because you're so suggestible, you don't expose yourself to any kind of negativity. Leave the email checking for the company you work for other times in the day. Don't have tricky conversations with your partner if things are not going well. Don't take any serious decisions. Don't watch horror movies. Don't read suspense novels or things that make your subconscious mind feel tense before sleeping. Just make sure that you ventilate the room, begin to dim the lights progressively, play some nature documentaries or listen to some music that you enjoy, and make sure that you gradually go into sleep with the right sleep hygiene. So research that term, sleep hygiene. That will help you to get the information that you need in order to improve your sleep. But remember, this is my point, most people don't know this. You are in a hypersuggestible state in the first 2 hours after you wake up and in the last 2 hours before you go to sleep. The reasons are very long, it's not the point to talk about it now here, but the point is, follow my advice, make sure that you only expose yourself to neutral or positive things at those times of the day. Okay? Another thing, get away from computers if you can. Okay, as much as possible. Electromagnetic fields may not be good for humans. They say that we are made of 70% water, so if we can avoid it, which is hard these days, I know it's tricky, okay, but as much as you can, remember to get away from the computer from time to time. Okay, being with the computer all the time prevents you from socializing with real people as well. And bear in mind that real people, being exposed to their energy in person gives us something as humans. Nobody has been able to explain clearly exactly what happens when we are dealing with someone in person, but we are sensitive beings, so in a way we are noticing their energy and we are feeling it, and this is good for our mental health. So make sure that you get away from your computer sometimes, you socialize, and you will feel better. It's part of the deep cleansing that we are talking about here.